Hey, everybody. We're going to do a executive, I'm not sure I'm on here. Oh, there's Mr. Dillon.
We have to bring the meeting to order.
Yep.
Call, and then we can do the resolution to go into this.
Dean is coming in 4, 3, 2, 1.5.
Well, there he is. That's pretty good.
Okay, now we can lock up for executive.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. As you guys probably already know, we're going to do a short executive meeting. Yeah, I guess we're right into that. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bruin,
Yes.
Chief Burton,
Here.
Ms. Louisa, Mr. Montecalvo, Councilmember Olszewski. Here. Mr. Saya,
Yes.
Mr. Zill.
Yes.
Vice Chair Tierney. Yes. Chair Knox,
Yes.
Ms. Chang, Mr. Kramer, Mr. Cody, Ms. Vickery. Thank you.
Okay. Land Use Board Resolution 2025-22, resolution to enter into executive session.
I'll make the offer.
Okay, looking for a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
okay.
I guess I'll stay.
How you doing, Dan? Good. You want the mic on? There it is. It's green. Look at that. You're green. Okay. Now, do you want to show up?
He's very interested in the process.
Yeah, which is fine. Just give everybody a minute to get in. Yeah, we'll do it over. Just make everybody get kind of settled. Okay. All right, good evening, everybody. If you would please rise and say our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming. As per requirement, notice is hereby given this is a regular meeting of the Borough of Highlands Use Board, and all requirements have been met. Notice has been transmitted to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times. Notice has been posted on the bulletin board and the borough's website. Formal action will be taken. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bruin,
Here.
Chief Burton,
Here.
Ms. Louisa, Mr. Montecalvo, Councilmember Olszewski. Here. Mr. Saya.
Yeah.
Mr. Zill.
Here.
Vice Chair Tierney. Here. Chair Knox,
Here.
Ms. Chang, Mr. Kramer, Mr. Cody,
Here.
Ms. Vickery. Thank you.
Okay, great. At this point, this is open for public comments. It's not anything to do with any cases we're here this evening, but just what our board's function is or any procedures. Anybody have any questions from the audience? I'm seeing mostly professionals, it looks like, and I've been here before. So seeing none, we'll close that part. Approval of minutes, July 10th, 2025. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes. I'll second.
Mayor Bruin,
Yes.
Chief Burton,
Yes.
Ms. Louisa, Councilmember Olszewski. Yes. Mr. Saya. Oh, that's right. Mr. Zill,
Yes.
Mr. Kramer,
Yes.
Mr. Cody,
Yes.
Vice Chair Tierney. Yes. Chair Knox.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, under resolutions, memorialization, resolution for LUB 25-09, Pollard, thank you, 35 Miller Street, Block 54, Lot 13. Questions on that? Looking for a motion? All in favor?
That was Chair Knox, Vice Chair Tierney. Mayor Bruin,
Yes.
Chief Burton,
Yes.
Ms. Louisa, Councilmember Olszewski. Yes. Mr. Zill,
Yes.
Mr. Kramer,
Yes.
Mr. Cody,
Yes.
Vice Chair Tierney. Yes. Chair Knox.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, under other business, withdrawal of LUB 24-07, Land Greek, 44 Miller Street, Block 54, Lot 7.01, and refiling as LUB 25-10, Solar Powered 44 Miller Street, Block 58, Lot 7.01.
There's no action to be taken. I'm almost guilty of my own comment. No action to be taken on it, just for the matter of public record that they did withdraw and refile.
Okay. Okay, hearing on new business. LUB 2022-04, Chris Craft, Lot 57, lots 8 and 9, third extension request, memorialization resolution for third extension request. And I guess, I know the attorney is here for that.
I'm happy that, very happy.
Okay, why don't you, I guess, introduce yourself and, yep, just, introduce yourself and, yep.
My name is Henry Wolf, and I represent the applicant, Trevor Kirsch LLC, and Trevor Kirsch in connection with an application for a subdivision which was heard basically summer before last, I guess in July of 2024, and approved. In that subdivision, the major issue that we have to deal with is the fact that the adjoining lot encroached 5 feet into the legal lot 8 of these proposed subdivided lots. That required negotiations even after the approval with the owner of the encroaching lots to see if they would agree to the easement that was granted under the terms in the resolution. That took us at least until December, and even thereafter, before we could get a signature on it, before we could run it by council, and then again by Mr. Glass, it really into February before we were in a position to proceed. And I guess it was January of this year, we began asking for extensions of time. We asked the first extension within the statutory 190 days, and thereafter, the matter was basically handled by Mr. Takina, who is the land use expert that testified before the board, and Ms. Roberts. And it was essentially an issue of getting the easement correct, or the bounds had to be correct, the references to the resolutions had to be correct. Mr. Takina will be best with my office to get it done. There were disagreements or mistakes made, which required us to come back for an extension, and then another extension, the last extension, which expired on July. Unfortunately, there were some very minor details that had to be corrected, and they were corrected, that we corrected it, and now the board has been very kind to permit this to be on a very short notice, and also to prepare for the resolution. So if the board sees that we have been diligently moving to perfect the subdivision and grant it, we can get the resolution signed today and have the deeds filed within the next 15 days, or maybe before that. I wrote a letter, Mr. Keenan wrote a letter, I'm not going to go into all the details of it, it's really just I just want to reinforce the idea, number one, that this is a good application, it should be granted, it was granted, and it's for the benefit of violence, so as the applicant. And number two, that we've been looking at, this is not a situation where we just forgot about something. Mr. Takina was trying to get this exactly in accordance with the engineer's request, denying that we didn't do it, but now we've done it. So I think in all the circumstances, even under the provisions of the act itself, that it would be appropriate to grant one further extension until August 6th.
Okay. I just have one question, Mr. Wolf. So you have the easement signed by the adjacent property owner? Okay, so they've agreed to the terms that the board gave, and you've looked at property lines, and they're in agreement, and they have no problem with this application, to the best of your ability, or best of your knowledge, because they signed for it?
They signed that we have the execution.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Yep.
Okay. I'll make a motion to give them an extension. Is there a predetermined time on that, Mr. Glass, do you know?
Yeah, till August 30th, which I believe is 41 days, if my math was correct. From the expiration was July 21. There's a representation that it's imminent, it'll be filed imminently, so it should be sufficient. And I actually believe the deeds are here to be signed if the board does act favorably.
Okay. One more question. I know that there is a derelict building on that property, and I believe a shed. Any timetable on taking that down? It is a dangerous situation. I have a daughter in high school, and I know that she has told me that they go ghost hunting in abandoned homes. And I've seen some young men coming out of abandoned homes, as young men will do, especially around that 13, 14, 15-year-old mark. So,
But just,
Anyway,
even if you're going to answer one question, I'll still swear. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please spell and state your name for the record.
Kirsch,
And, okay, go ahead.
As soon as I have the file page from the county and we know that what I want to do with the property is permitted, then you come down. I have the building demo permits turned in. I met with the different people out there for the different cutoff letters. It's all set to go, just waiting on these.
okay, do you have an idea of when that will happen? I mean, saying that we agreed to,
Sometime in September.
okay, okay.
The sooner the better for me.
Agreed. It's been like that way for, I don't know, I've been in town over 23 years. It's been there, I'm sure, a lot longer than that. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay.
Mayor Bullock?
Yes.
Chief Burton?
Yes.
Ms. Louisa? Yes. Councilmember Yashewski? Yes. Mr. Saya?
Yes.
Mr. Zill?
Yes.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Vice Chair Tierney? Yes. Chair Knox?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
You got it. Yep.
Have a good night.
Can't wait to see the product. Thank you. Ready to sign this?
Stickers on the side.
Yep. Yeah, there's probably 2 copies, yeah.
Yeah. One more.
One more, okay. Sure. Pass that down. Just take care of some bookkeeping real quick. Probably 14 years old, of course there is. I heard the door close. You know, you're right there screaming. Yeah, a raccoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck,
Thank you. Have a good night.
What's that? Like the cats, the raccoons run this town. It darks long enough, the raccoons are everywhere. Okay, I see the other applicant is here. Hearing under old business, LUB 25-05 Cahill, amended application. And I do see the professionals. If you would just come forward and introduce yourself, and we should swear him back in, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, this is the attorney first, so then, but then we'll swear, we'll swear in the engineer.
So for the record, my name is Luis Castro. I'm an attorney for the applicant for the law firm of Morris Coleman Decision. Before we begin, I do have just a few handouts that I'd like to mark into evidence.
Sure. Nancy, do you know what we're up to exhibit-wise?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what exhibit number we're up to offhand?
Actually, but I don't remember that.
I think 7,
I think we're on A8 then, right?
right.
Yep, A8, okay. So this will be, opening statement. We'll do this as A8 will be the opening statement.
Okay, so what you have in front of you is essentially a summary of what I'm about to say. The applicant is seeking amended preliminary and final major site plan approval to raise, relocate, renovate, expand the existing 4-unit multifamily building to create a 5-unit multifamily residence on property located at 60 Bay Avenue, identified as Block 42, Lot 1 on Burroughs Tax Maps. By resolution adopted on September 12, 2024, this board previously granted approval subject to receipt of all outside agency approvals for jurisdiction over the site. The applicant requires amended approval because the Monmouth County Planning Board will not permit the applicant to use Bay Avenue, which is under county jurisdiction, to access the site at all. Thus, the proposed driveways along Bay Avenue have been closed, and the former garage is having converted to tenant storage space. All access is required from Shrewsbury Avenue, which is under the borough's jurisdiction. After the last hearing, the applicant provided the plan in response to comments made by the board and its professionals regarding the maneuverability and visibility of the site. The plan is now proposed a depressed curb, one single depressed curb, providing access to an open carport. This new design promotes safe ingress and egress and will not require vehicles to enter the opposing lane on Shrewsbury Avenue when accessing the site. The nature of the open carport will also promote increased visibility for vehicles traveling southbound on Shrewsbury Avenue. The new design is an improvement over the existing conditions. Importantly, the board engineer has reviewed the revised plans and has acknowledged that she is now satisfied with the new circulation plan as indicated in section 1, comment 6 of the report, dated August 1st, 2025. Additionally, this is permitted use with no variances required. The new design only requires 2 design waivers from the borough's ordinance with respect to the maximum interior curb, driveway width of the curb, as well as the interior. The record will reflect that the waivers may be reasonably granted because they present better planning alternative and a safer design overall. In support of the application, the applicant will rely on the testimony of the applicant's engineer, Doug Clement. This is a matter of record keeping, as I previously referenced, the applicant acknowledges that he received the board engineer's latest report in August 1st, 2025. With that, I'd like to call it first witness, Doug Clement.
And actually, while he's setting up, I'm going to comment on something that the board received, the letter that we discussed. So I know the board was made aware of a letter from we call it a concerned citizen that the board is in receipt of. I'm going to instruct the board, though, that it is not to consider that letter. It's not admissible. Anyone wishing to object would have to be here and present. So although the board has seen it, the board is not permitted to ask any questions on it and shall not consider it or any of the questions in it when reaching a decision tonight. So just the same as any jury would be instructed not to consider things that are not permissible. So again, just to give everyone those instructions, and if there's any questions, feel free to ask, but it is not part of the application. It's not to be considered, and it's, I guess that's all I have to say.
Okay. Just something we were talking about a little earlier. This application doesn't require any new variances.
Correct.
Okay, so this is basically a planning board issue with site approval.
Correct, and as the applicant will get to 2 design waivers,
Okay.
but yes.
Just to kind of go over.
What we were talking about before. So you're still under oath from the last time, so I won't swear you back in again.
Sure.
But do state your name, please, for the record.
Yeah, so professional engineer for the applicant. I have a new handout here, maybe just take one and slap it down, it's the same thing I'm showing here, just handouts out so everybody can see.
So this will be A9?
Just
matter of keeping, you still accepting the expert engineer?
Yes, we still do. Mhm. And this is A9, correct? This will be site layout exhibit?
Yes, A9. Okay. So, what do we got for you? Just wanted to summarize, changes from the prior hearing. At our last hearing in June, the board raised several concerns. We did take those to heart. We went back to the drawing board, we made a number of improvements to address those points. And I want to summarize what we've done. Exhibit A9, which I have here on the board, and we have in hand, is just a colorized rendering of the site plan that was submitted to you, just to overlay over an aerial image to give you some context of the neighborhood. But it's exactly the same as the site plan that was submitted. So going through the changes, I just want to first start with the ground level enclosure. So, as you know, the ground level is strictly for parking and storage due to the fact that we are in a flood zone. We've opened up a large portion of the southeast corner, so that's denoted here with this hatch, this dot hatch here. So that portion of the site of the building is an open carpet. So this will greatly improve driver visibility, both for cars exiting the property and for drivers traveling along Shrewsbury Avenue and South Street. For example, if the car begins to back out, the driver will now have the opportunity to have a longer line of sight, being that there won't be a building wall there, to see approaching traffic from both directions. And drivers that are on the road driving will also see the backing out vehicle sooner. Overall, it's a safer layout for everyone. Also, we have a wider driveway and depressed curb. So along Shrewsbury Avenue, we've essentially met up with the neighbors' depressed curb here and are continuing that south from Shrewsbury Avenue to a point that is 25 feet away from that intersection between Shrewsbury and South Street. So it creates one continuous depressed curb. While this does require two design waivers, the wider access significantly improves both functionality and safety. As was mentioned, the county also requires that we use the local road for access. So this design meets their requirement and still provides safe features. For reference, just to get it on the record, the ordinance 21-65.5C1 allows a maximum curb cut width of 18 feet and a maximum interior width of 22 feet. We are proposing 36.9 feet at the curb and 34.71 feet inside the property. So with all of this, also came improved turning movements. They were submitted as part of the site plan. I brought them with me here tonight if the board would like to see them. We've eliminated all conflicts in the turning plans. So every parking space on site can now be accessed without crossing into the oncoming traffic lane. Vehicles can maneuver inside the driveway, in and out of the driveway without interfering with other parked cars, or in building columns. And we did make some revisions to the lighting plan. We do agree to comply with the remaining comments in the board engineer's latest letter. And in that same vein, we agree to comply with all remaining comments in the board engineer's latest letter. So in summary, the project is variance-free. The only two design waivers we're requesting are directly tied to the county's requirements to use the local road for access. And they are intended to ensure that access is both safe and functional, both for the residents of this property and for the road as well. That pretty much sums it up, but happy to take questions.
I do have a question. Sorry, I was meant to call, ask a question. So just to clarify, so the heavier dotted blocked out, that will be open pilots.
Yes. So I'll trace it with my finger here. Previously, there was enclosure walls all along here, so from here down, basically, this is all open on columns, yes.
Okay, and then the rest of the structure is as before enclosed?
Correct, enclosed with floodlights.
Okay, my only thought would be if we did approve this, would be to have some sort of resolution and deeded that those walls have to remain open. Because for argument's sake, he sells it, some guy decides to put a lattice, and then that's that. So at that point, I think it would be a code violation or something along those lines. Houses last longer than us typically, and people do tend to sell things, and I don't want to have the next guy not really know what's going on and just say, oh, it'll be better if I block this all off, and then we have a back to a traffic issue.
We would have no objection. Agree with that.
Planting something that blocks that.
That's a good point. Yeah, any structure that would be obscuring the vision to the road. Landscaping, that's what she had brought up, which I'll elaborate on. Again, if somebody came along down the road, decided to put up a bunch of hedges or trees or berms with, dune grass, if you see all over the place around here, it would defeat the whole, idea of having that open. So I think we need to have that fairly tightened so that, we have protects it for the life of the building, not just the application today.
We would agree.
Okay.
One point of clarification, so if we did make it a condition of the approval of the resolution, the approval does run off the land, so it would in effect tie subsequent owners' staff condition. Be a little less extreme than outright deed to the property, or be considered just a condition of approval.
I would agree with the applicant's attorney. I think it's also part of site plan approval, so any changes, and we could write language in there that changes to the site plan would necessitate coming back also, but we could also craft language that anything that obscures the visibility or access onto Shrewsbury Avenue and have some language about the landscaping, but we can make it a condition of approval, and then to the attorney's point, it'll run with the land, and any changes to the site plan would require them to come back.
Okay, very good.
I'd like to comment on that, and I appreciate what you're saying, but there is a reality of someone 10 years from now, right, wanting to make a change. How do we know that something in a resolution is going to be noticed by a zoning officer, a construction official? It's really hard to track things like this within, and I tend to like the deed idea myself, because then it's in front of any subsequent purchasers.
Sorry, let me switch back and forth here. So you can't have a deed restriction that prohibits use of the land moving forward. So to tell someone they outright can't do anything with the land would be potentially problematic. That's why I would lean more towards a condition of approval. Anything should be triggered by any reviews in the town as it goes through the normal course of compliance. So that's why I would caution against a deed restriction that restricts the use of the property in a certain way, because the reality is they could come back to the board for an approval down the road, and the board might look differently on it. Maybe that intersection changes down the road and things change. So a deed restriction, I would caution the board against that. I think a condition of approval would be appropriate if the board believes that it is, sufficient.
Is there something between those two?
I think that's, to the attorneys, it does run with the land, so it should, these things should come up in searches. I don't know how the applicant feels about recording the resolution.
We had a problem recently with the building on Bay Avenue where they put the apartment upstairs and didn't realize that it was prohibited. So people do not pay attention to prior approvals.
I understand, and that you're not wrong. And then I don't want to say that the only recourse, but then the zoning officer does cite them, and then they hopefully end up here. But I mean, we could, if the applicant, so we could record the resolution. It would not be a deed restriction, but it would show up in that point any title search. I mean,
that's my point. Yeah, because if a new buyer comes in, they may have no idea. And they put up dune grass, they put up breakaway walls, you kind of see where I'm going with this. So I think the language needs to be, tight and thorough, again, because like I said, houses typically outlast people, especially in this town.
I have no objection to recording the resolution as long as the resolution itself is clear that a condition of approval is not to deed restrict the property.
Correct. So your answer to your question, Ms. Roberts, I think that's the midpoint. That's the midpoint.
To record it with the deed, just to
Yep.
confirm, to record this resolution with the deed.
Okay.
It'll forever show up on a title search, or if you theoretically go into the Monmouth County, property records database, or whatever the term is these days, it would show up. So-
Okay, that satisfies my question, thank you. Any other questions from the board?
Yes, I just want to be sure how many parking places there are. I see within this, coming off the driveway, there's one behind the other, right? And then there's one to the right of that, as I'm looking at it?
Yes, so I'll go through them here, starting
Yes.
with the southernmost.
That's one,
That's one.
yes,
You have,
two,
you have a garage here, followed by the open carport.
Mhm.
That's two. A third directly behind those.
yes,
And, I'm sorry, that's the fourth. And the fifth is over off to the side here. So there's five total.
oh, so there's actually three through that one, block.
Correct. And those would all be used by
One family,
one family,
one.
one unit.
So there's five.
Yes.
I think in your testimony too, we are allowing X amount of street parking.
Yes.
I don't know, what was it, 3? I don't refresh my memory.
So,
They did have off-street parking, we gave them, when they got this, the application first came through.
We talked about two.
I thought it was 3, but let's see what the record shows.
And what's the requirement? 10, right? One has 3.
The monster that's in two stores.
so the total requirement is 10. The original approval that we received from you about a year ago, we had 7 off-street, now we have 5 off-street. So with this provision, we are relying on street parking for 2 additional spaces.
For 2?
For 2 more than what was originally approved.
So it's 10 total, 5 on-site and 5 off-site.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, going around the room, anybody else have a question for the applicant? Chief?
2 things.
Yes.
The garage now, the overhang that you're calling it, what are you calling it, the carport?
Yes.
So I see that there's a car behind that, right? So that car, if the car was in the carport and backed out, right? In that drawing, the car wouldn't reach the sidewalk before it cleared the wall, correct?
This vehicle here?
Yep. So if it was essentially that one behind it, if it took its place, it would have cleared that carport, correct?
Before it hits the sidewalk?
Before it hits the sidewalk.
Yes.
And the one next to it, that will clear the carport before it hits the sidewalk, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if those walls were filled in and those cars backed out, there would still be no obstruction. Am I correct in saying that? Because the cars wouldn't have reached the street yet, and they're going to see the same view.
Yeah, I see your point. For us, adding it increased the visibility.
No, I understand that. And then, so now my question is to the board. I was trying to pick up on what we were going to restrict the deed to. So are we restricting the deed?
We're not restricting the deed. It would be a condition of approval.
Right?
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
So I know we're going back and forth. So the condition is kind of going to be arbitrary because it's going to be something that doesn't obstruct the view. And who's going to say what does and doesn't? We're going to say they can't plant flowers there? Bushes over 10 inches, 20 inches, 30 inches? What are we going to say? And in that case, where are we going to say it? That's going to be the whole property?
That's a good point.
Like, where are we going to, because if that's the only place we're talking about is if we're looking at that line of sight around Shrewsbury Avenue, then maybe we say that, because it's going to prohibit them from putting shrubs in front of the house.
That's a good point, Chief. Yes, so maybe we should word it as the south,
I was going to say, it would be the,
southern, I don't know how to describe it, but I guess it's eastern, southern part of the property?
It would be the portion of the property facing Shrewsbury, fronting Shrewsbury Avenue, affected by the carports. We would also, in a world where the board acts favorably upon the application and the resolution is drafted, we would work with the applicant to come up with language that satisfies the board's concern. But to your point, Chief Burton, it would be limited to the fronting of Shrewsbury Avenue. And I would say, as the board engineer did review it, so there were some concerns previously about site visibility out there, so it would be things impacting the site visibility over there, but we'll tailor the language appropriately.
Sure. You could put a maximum height, say 30 inches, 3 feet, something that can't be built in that particular area. Which 30 inches is normally the number, right? In most towns, I've seen 30 inches, 36 inches.
So that will do 30 inches, does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody else on the board?
I just have one more. Are these all doors that open onto Bay Avenue? Seems like there's a lot of things that look like doors.
Along the sidewalk? We have 2 doors here. Those were previously garage. They've been changed to doors. They're 6 feet wide. No chance of vehicle access. And then there's a 3rd door on the ground level towards the corner of Bay Ave and South Street.
And are those doors like walking in next to the proposed outdoor bike racks on the right? So you park your bike, go in that door, and then go around the cars to make your way to the elevator or the stairs?
Correct, yes.
Or would those doors be locked?
I would assume so, yes. There'll be lots on them.
I would tend to think it'd be a better fire safety as well. So people aren't limited to only a couple exits out of the place.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, any other questions from the board? Okay.
I have a question. So lot 1 and lot 2, they're both the same zoning designation?
Yes, I believe they are, yes.
I don't believe lot 2 is multifamily.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, of course not. Lot one is the CBD, it's the commercial.
Correct.
Right.
Lot 2 is different zone.
That's a residential, I believe.
Single-family residential.
Yep.
We have the CBD zone follows our property outline and it goes along Gateway Ave.
Okay. Good.
Good. Any other questions on the board?
I'd like to ask another.
Of course.
Just because I read the comment from the neighbor, understanding that I just read some comment, right, that they're not here to testify. But I would like to ask, is there an alternative location where you could put the air conditioning units?
So right now, they're 5 feet from the property line on a mechanical platform. There is the opportunity to shift it further in. So we have our mechanical platform here. On the next level up, there's a window in this area where there is no platform. We could shift that platform in so it fills in this space and provides more of a buffer here and move the window to that side. So instead of 5 feet, you'd be looking at more like 8 feet.
I think that would be an improvement, if the board members agree.
It sounds feasible.
Further away.
Yeah, we don't want to disturb neighbors. Again, houses outlast people. So thinking down the road, it would be probably a little better to keep it as far away from the neighbors as possible.
I just have a quick question.
Of course.
I wasn't here when lot 2 was approved. Do we know where lot 2's air conditioners are going to go?
Do you know where lot,
What's that?
you know where lot 15's air conditioners are? Do you know by chance?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's up to you if you want us, we can bring them up here, I swear.
I believe they're 4 feet from the property line.
4 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe it's, this property line. Not the one adjacent to ours, but that's.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, any other questions from the board? As a formality, any questions from the audience? Come on, people, speak up. Okay,
Comments?
any comments from anybody on the board? Any comments from anybody in the audience? Okay, and I'll make an offer to approve this application.
I guess the only question would be the board's preference as to the AC units, whether it wants to ask them to slide over or not.
I
That
think
would be
we
the only.
kind of did that, yeah, so I think we're good
So
with
it's
that.
Okay. That's
Yep.
fine. So you'd be okay as a condition of approval, sliding them, what's, I guess, roughly 3 feet?
Yeah, so approximately 8 feet total.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So I guess I'll offer the motion to approve this application, with the, language in the resolution that would be determined by our professionals. We've already have testimony on that, so I'm not sure we need to go down that road a whole lot. And of course, the air conditioning being pushed over. And I think that's about it, right?
Correct, so there'd be the 2 conditions of approval and the 2 design waivers.
Okay. And I offer that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Mayor Berlin.
Yes.
Chief Burton.
Yes.
Ms. Larissa. Yes. Councilmember Oshowski.
Yes.
Mr. Saya.
Yes.
Mr. Zill.
Yes.
Mr. Kramer.
Yes.
Vice Chair Tierney. Yes. Chair Knox.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, motion passes. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Congratulations.
I just want to thank you all for working with us on helping this design work for the neighbors and work for everyone. It's much appreciated.
Yeah. Thank you. And, best of luck. Okay.
Anything else? No, that's it.
All right. Okay,
Motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned
Okay.
at 8:59, 7:58.
I'm sorry, say again?